Hello, welcome to the sideboard here at the Star City Games Standard Open in Worcester, part of the SCG Tour, brought to you by Ultimate Guard Carnox Chairs. I'm Nick Miller alongside our current reigning, defending Open champion, Jonathan Hobbs. How you doing?
Pretty good.
Now, you are no stranger to a frilled Mystic strategy. In fact, during Season 1, you finished second in 2 Standard Opens with frilled Mystic decks. You're back at it again. You just can't be stopped in Week 1 Standard and frilled Mystic.
Yeah, but after week 1, you got to put it back down.
Right.
People know it's coming.
Week 1, just saddling back up, frilled Mystic, but now we have a new deck. We're not playing Bant anymore, we're just 2-color. We're playing the Simic Flash deck that's been getting a lot of press lately. What drew you to this deck other than just getting to play Homeboy frilled Mystic?
Mainly like its Nexus of Fate matchup. Like this deck's a lot more like linear and aggressive. So like it can put on pressure and counter pretty efficiently.
And this deck, the way you have it built, has a few more creatures than most of these Flash builds we've been seeing. The new additions, of course, highlighting here, we've got the Brine Brewing Cutthroat, and Spectral Sailor, both of which have seen play in the mono blue deck. Yeah. But you're going a little crazier. With the green, we get the Night Pack, Ambusher, but also you're going to have to read this one at home, as I have to read it again.
Rivals Excellence
Warden.
Star, Swift Warden.
Literally didn't know that card existed.
I've had a lot of opponents read it today.
And like this kind of makes up your creature base here, and you're playing this Flash almost protection theme with that card as well.
Yeah, because like our deck's sort of like mono blue, but like there's no creature we want to protect because we don't play Curious Obsession. So Swift Warden fills that role, and it protects our Cutthroats very well, so we can still keep on the pressure while protecting our cards.
How do you feel the lack of Curious Obsession affects this deck? Or does it just play completely different than the mono blue
Yeah,
build?
I think it definitely plays a different role than mono blue. Like, sure, the cards look similar, but the card quality is slightly higher, and we attack a lot faster. So, like, basically our Night Pack Ambushes are our Tempest Gems. And then we also have Brineborn Cutthroat, so we're trying to end the game a lot faster than mono blue is.
Right, so you're not worrying too much about protecting one individual threat as just beating down a little quicker.
Yeah, that's why we play like 23 creatures, because we don't care if some of them die.
Right.
Like they all have enter the battlefield abilities. Some of them got their use already.
Then we have the plethora of instant speed tricks here to go with the Flash name. Unsummon, just a classic tempo card.
You can bounce your own frilled Mystics or your Ambushers to save them from removal. It's nice.
Just get to cast the Mystic again.
Oh, yeah. Against Nexus, that's what you usually do on turn 5. Just another counter spell.
Is that one of the reasons you chose to play this deck? Did you feel Nexus was going to be highly represented?
Yeah. I think we're the better blue-green deck.
Fighting words.
Oh, yeah.
The line has been drawn. This is the other interesting fact. We've got Essence Scatter in the main deck. Obviously, the blue deck playing Essence Capture, you can't quite do that with the mana. But the format is in a spot where you can just main deck that kind of effect.
So originally I had Spell Pierce in the main deck, but like the format's somehow just not around non-creatures as it was 2 weeks ago before the set came out. But like everyone's just casting like the new Cavaliers and stuff, and Essence Scatter's great.
Am I crazy, or just like, you know, Little Teferi still exists and kind of shuts down all of these Flash things?
Yeah,
Are you just no fear?
I mean, some of it's not fear, but like all of our little guys right here attack it well, and you have 4 Syncopates to help. And like when you're on the play, like Sabotage is on par with Teferi.
Sure.
So our deck isn't short of answers. And post-board we get more tools.
All right, so not really afraid or held back by the Teferi menace.
I come prepared at least.
Okay. Lookouts, Dispersals, your other counterspell, getting to play off the new Sailor and the Pirate theme, of course. Sabotage, and then Syncopate, another one. Just you get to counter all of the spells.
Oh, yeah. This round I played against like some blue-green ramp deck, and I say some because I don't even know what happened. I just countered every spell they played, and it ended pretty fast.
Classic blue player mode.
Yeah.
What about the rest of the format? You know, there's the Teamer Elementals deck, they're the more aggressive decks, and we've got the Feather deck. How do you feel this deck sits in the meta?
I think it's actually pretty good. All of the like green mid-range decks go pretty well because they're all sorcery speed. So like our Syncopates and our Frilled Mystics line up well. Same with like Feather because they're slower than Mono Red and Mono White, so your counter spells are better. Mono White's a little worse matchup.
I was going to say, are the monocolor aggro decks a little harder for this deck?
I found Mono Red to not be difficult, but Mono White's hard. Because as you're trying to counter all their Benelish, Marshals, and Histories, you're being hit by 2/1s.
Right.
But like Mono Red doesn't hit you with that many 2/1s, so it's a little easier to manage.
Okay. Move on to the sideboard here. We have some other cards that we're going to have to read a little closely. Starting with Unwind. Not Rewind, Unwind. And this is just replacing your negates?
Yeah, just full swap. It helps because you need to get on the board against these decks because your deck's a lot lower to the ground and you don't have much late game inevitability. So Negate's just going to take you a whole turn off and you wouldn't be able to play some. But Unwind lets us play a Trickster, a Swift Warden, or a Cutthroat afterwards and get the pressure going.
No cleaner play than unwind your spell, Swift Warden.
Yeah, and like, the games,
just as you drew it up.
Yeah, some games go long against Nexus, so like Unwind sometimes lets you cast 2 counter spells in the same turn.
Very true. Your spell pierces that you said you had in the main, those are in the board here.
Yeah.
Disdainful Stroke, more counter magic. This is for the bigger decks.
Mainly the elemental decks, the like more green decks, you need more counter spells.
Seems like the card that's popping up in every sideboard this weekend, Aether Gust. This is just the answer to all the problem cards.
Yeah. A lot of the decks were just trying to load up on all counter spells. And like Aether Gust is our only answer to Chandra, so it helps a lot there.
Fairy Duelist, this was kind of in the very start of the mono blue aggro decks they were toying with this card. Here, where's it coming in for you?
Mainly mono white. As I said, that's probably my least favorable matchup. And it blocks all their X ones well, which is what my deck has problems with in that matchup, is getting on the board early.
Transmorgifying Wand. Just talk about that card a little bit.
Well, I was wondering how to answer Shifting Ceratops. Well, my first conclusion was like to play my own Shifting Ceratops and block it, but like I was looking, since our deck's like mono blue, and they struggle with cards like that, the wand helps a lot. Also answers like other big creatures, Tempest Gens, stuff like that.
And how has the Ceratops been? This was a card that got a lot of articles written about it. It slots into a lot of decks from Nexus to the Elementals deck. You've got it. How's it performed?
Yeah, the Ceratops is great. It's insane in the mirror match. Like as you see, our deck's kind of soft to it. And it's great because like our deck sometimes is a little soft to Teferi, so you can take a few turns off and then just give your Ceratops haste and pressure it efficiently.
All right, well the deck looks sweet. It's right up your alley.
Oh, certainly.
How are you feeling about a third straight finals appearance with Frilled Mystic?
Well, the deck's a lot of fun, and I tend to win a lot when I'm having fun, so I'm definitely going to enjoy trying to make top 8 again.
All right, well, that's the name of the game. Have fun. Kill people with Frilled Mystic. The J. Hobbs way. Thanks for joining me here on the sideboard. Stay tuned to Star City Games all weekend long for the action here in Worcester.